Center for Disease Control has said that middle-class whites are declining in average lifespan. They're dying younger and younger and younger. They've also said that our kids will be the first generation of Americans who do not live as long as their parents. What on earth is going on here? What's happening is we're no longer getting the nutrition in our food, and we have lots of food, but it has very little nutrition in it. And, of course, our culture is one that believes that if you just eat well, because doctors have told them that for their entire life, if you just eat well, you're going to get everything you need. And then if you do take a multiple, it might have 28 nutrients. You need 90. It's not even 30%. Okay, you're looking at maybe 9 minerals and the rest vitamins, maybe a couple of amino acids and some EFAs or something like that. And so we have this culture that consciously avoids taking vitamins and minerals because they believe, well, if I get sick, I can go to my doctor, I got good insurance. And I'm taking a multiple. I'm sort of hedging my bet here. My insurance says I'm taking a multiple that has 28 nutrients in it. And they say on the labels it contains complete insurance. Okay? Complete nutrition. It's not complete nutrition, not complete insurance. Okay? It is, in fact, way, way, way underdosing and way, 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 what should I say? They're just not getting a complete regimen of the nutrients. What people have to think about is to stay away from the bad foods. You cannot out-supplement a bad diet. In other words, if you're going to eat fried foods for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, don't waste your money on supplements because you're still going to die of coronary artery disease, thrombotic stroke, cancer, and all that kind of stuff. You got to stay away from processed meats. You know, deli slices, sandwich meat, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky, corned beef, Spam. You've heard me say this a million times if you've heard me say it once. Then you got to stay away from, of course, oils. No microwave popcorn, no theater popcorn, no olive oil, coconut oil, margarines, mayonnaise, and cooking oils because of the trans fats, heterocyclamines, acrylamides, all of which, again, create inflammation in your arteries, resulting in obstructive artery disease in the brain and the eyes and the heart and the kidneys, and also increase your risk of cancer the same as smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. So you need to stay away from that stuff. And then no gluten, no wheat, rye, and oats because they will damage your intestines so it reduces the efficiency of absorption. I urge you to get a hold of the books, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Get a hold of the CD, DVD, and the book, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. The book and the CD are in Spanish also, and the CD is in like 9 languages, okay? Get Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, and there is a DVD that goes along with it. Somebody needs to go to jail, okay? And the CD is called Public Enemy Number 1. So you need the CD, the DVD, and the book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, and then Rare Earth Bin Cures, okay, which talks about epigenetics. Epigenetics answers the questions. Why do I need to supplement? I'm eating well. I'm a middle-class person. I can afford the best food. Well, you might be able to afford the best food, but those foods only have 3 nutrients in them, perhaps, 3 minerals. You might get a little vitamin C, a little vitamin A. That's it. How much B1, how much B2, how much B3, how much B5, how much B6, how much B12 is in your food? You have no earthly idea unless you're going to analyze each meal. Nobody's going to do that for $2,500. So it's better to supplement with the 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids. And then whatever you get from your food is value added. The statistics are damning, okay? We've got the best medical system in the world. No, we don't. We have the most expensive and the most dangerous medical system in the world, not the best. And so we have to begin to take over here. Okay, if you don't, remember, the statistics are, just come out, the middle-class white folks, their lifespan is shortening. They're dying younger and younger and younger, and our kids will be, of all races, will be the first generations of Americans that do not live as long as their parents. And this is a catastrophic prediction. This is a catastrophic prediction of biblical proportions. I mean, this is in the same category as the Great Flood, in which everybody on earth died that didn't get on Noah's boat. We're talking about the plagues that killed millions of people during the biblical days. Okay? This is terrible, terrible stuff. So again, I urge you to get a hold of the book, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and the CD and DVD, the Epigenetics book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Get a hold of the CD, the DVD, and get a hold of the book, Rare Earth Bin Cures, and look at the epigenetics piece in there. I think it's page 164. You'll be amazed. I'm considered one of the founders, one of the fathers of the science of epigenetics, along with a guy by the name of Bruce Lipton, who's an English guy. And I did actual animal studies to show that if you're not supplementing, you're in danger. Okay? I actually did experiments on that. He looked at identical twins to show that even though you had the same identical DNA and genes, if you didn't supplement and eat properly, one twin could eat differently because they ate more carrots than the other one. One of them didn't like their green beans. The other one ate both their green beans. And so one of them did better than the other, even though they had the same exact genes. Okay? Doctors have the failed medical theory that genes are autonomous. They're going to do what they do. You got good genes, you're going to do good things. You got bad genes, you're going to do bad things. No, that's what epigenetics is. Give the 90 essential nutrients, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids, and your genes, your DNA and RNA, and your telomeres, little end caps, your chromosomes, will maximize your genetic potential for good. Add 25 to 50 healthy years of your life. Also add 25 to 50 healthy years of your kids' life. And we'll be back with Dead Doctors Alive for these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
I thought we'd talk a bit about inflammatory bowel disease, as a report out from the government says it's on the rise in the U.S. More than 3 million U.S. adults have inflammatory bowel disease. According to this new government estimate, nearly triple the number from previous estimates. And this is all from the CDC. They say survey respondents were asked whether a doctor or health professional had ever told them that they had Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, which are two types of inflammatory bowel disease. Based on the responses, they say that estimated 1.3% of U.S. adults, or 3.1 million Americans, have IBD, which is a chronic inflammation of the gastrointestinal tract. Patients have abdominal pain, cramping, fatigue, and diarrhea, also poor quality of life as they have a lot of complications, need to be hospitalized or undergo surgery. According to the report, the prevalence of IBD is much higher than previously estimated, according to Dr. Sindharth Singh, a gastroenterologist and a clinical assistant professor at the medicine at the University of California, San Diego. They say knowing the true rate of IBD is important because that knowledge will help healthcare providers offer better strategies for high-value care to patients with the condition. They say additionally, IBD is more common in some groups, including adults ages 45 and older, Hispanics, non-Hispanic whites, and adults with less than a high school education. I don't know what education has to do with it. Maybe it affected their diet, but they say a disease traditionally thought to affect young adults. It is surprising the high prevalence of IBD in older adults. A report found that 1.5% of adults ages 45 to 64 and 1.7% of adults ages 65 and older have been diagnosed with IBD. They say the increasing rate of the condition in the U.S. could be linked with several factors, including change in people's diet that involves eating more packaged food or fast food, increasing fat and sugar consumption, and increased use of antibiotics, dietary chemicals, and increasing prevalence of obesity may also play a role, and not one mention of a gluten intolerance, which you and I both know that's the root of the cause.
Yeah, I think, on one hand, we need to get a little flourish here. Because I've been yelling about this for 35 years. Everybody's been laughing at me. Another one of those deals, right? And it's kind of interesting. They say, predominantly in people 45 years and older. Well, that's because it takes that long for the intestines to be so severely damaged to begin to get symptoms. But in kids with asthma, appendicitis, belly aches, constipation, diarrhea, things of that nature. Or they could have keratosis, a rough skin on the back of their arms. They could go blind with corneal ulceration. The clear coating in the front of the eye can get ulcerated, or can get little finger-like projections sticking out because of the ulcer in the cornea, and the inner lining pouches through. Okay? All this stuff. These kids are blind when they're young. Oftentimes are due to a vitamin A deficiency because you can't absorb this big molecule of beta-carotene, which then becomes vitamin A. You can't absorb all these nutrients, which results in as many as 900 different diseases. So the doctor has a diagnosis of this disease, and he doesn't know that it was caused by a secondary malabsorption because of gluten intolerance. So it's much higher. It's much higher than they claim. I would say it's 85% of human beings have a gluten intolerance, which results again in irritable bowel syndrome, inflammatory bowel disease, ulcerative colitis, diverticulitis, diverticulosis, appendicitis, and on and on and on and on. And then, of course, when you have all this malabsorption stuff happening because the lining of your intestines is damaged, you can get as many as 900 different diseases. And this is why people have 6, 8, 10, 12 different diseases, because they're all nutritional deficiency diseases caused by malabsorption problems, including lupus and all that kind of fibromyalgia, arthritis, periodontal disease, Alzheimer's disease, you name it. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Boulder, Colorado. And Lynn, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Lynn, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
I was calling on behalf of my 93-year-old father, who is in remarkably good health, but has something called giant cell arteritis. And not arthritis, but arteritis.
Yeah, I understand. Did they do a biopsy?
I probably don't know the details I should know. I didn't ask him.
Yeah, well, giant cell arteritis is actually kind of a chronic inflammation. Can be associated with an aneurysm or a breakdown of elastic fibers and so forth. And so they may have done a biopsy, they may have done an ultrasound or CAT scan, something like that. Okay, and so it's an inflammation that's causing this. And so let's see here. What does your dad weigh, you think?
He's skinny. I don't know. He's probably 5'10" and very lean. So
okay, so let's say 165,
weight.
Maybe 165, 170, somewhere in there.
Sure, that probably sounds right.
Okay. And so this is kind of a Shar thing. Shar, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, here's this 93-year-old guy. He's slim, not overweight, 165 pounds, but he does have giant cell arteritis, which is an inflammatory disease of the lining of the arteries. So what would you do? What kind of diet would you put him on?
Well, I get him on a gluten-free diet, obviously, and I get him on 2 healthy bone and joint packs, and then I give him the CM capsules to take to reduce inflammation.
Okay. And I'd go ahead and give him some selenium so he can get the cofactors necessary to support regrowing elastic fibers. So I'd have him take 3 of the selenium twice a day. And what would you do for stem cells to help reignite growth and repair in those arteries?
I give him the immortalium.
Perfect. You get an A+ here. I'd go ahead and give him 3 of those twice a day. It'll be 2 bottles a month. And Char's exactly right. A gluten-free diet, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten. You've got to get him off all the inflammatory stuff. And then call us every time he goes in for some kind of, examination or evaluation, and let us know how he's doing with his energy, his sleeping, and so forth, and see if he's gaining weight or losing weight. That'll give us some clues. Okay, let's see here. Do we have time to start another one, Doug? No? Well, that answers that question. So stick with us. We're going to be back with more truth, justice, in a longevity way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages.
Let's head to Newport, California, and Elaine, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Elaine, you're on the air.
Yes, I'm interested in learning about your reversing macular degeneration supplements, and I've been taking them since the 12th of July, and I haven't really noticed any improvement. So I'm not sure if I should continue to take them.
Okay, how much do you weigh?
I've lost 10 pounds actually on your weight.
What do you weigh?
I weighed about 134 pounds, and I'm like 124.
Okay, how tall are you?
5'8.5".
Okay. And let's see here. Do you have any history of asthma, bronchitis, any skin problems, eczema, dermatitis?
No, I had a heart attack about 4 years ago, and that's the only health issue I have.
Okay. And was it a blood clot or blocked artery?
My right artery was completely blocked, and the doctor told me my other arteries were like that of a 30-year-old, so I had a stent put in, and I haven't had any issues with that.
Okay. Charmaine, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, well, macular degeneration has to do with free radical damage to the lining, the retina of the eye, but also these free radicals will cause blockages of arteries, which Elaine has suffered from. And so what would you do for her as a supplement program?
I'd get her on a healthy brain and heart pack and have her take some extra selenium, the Occutive and the Vision FX, and obviously don't eat no gluten and no fried food, because that's what causes all that inflammation.
No oils.
No oils, right.
Yeah, get rid of all the free radicals. That's going to cause trans fats and heterocyclamines and acrylamides. Okay, the diet's an equal part of this. You can't out-supplement a bad diet. So absolutely no, as Shar says, absolutely no fried foods, no processed meats with nitrates and nitrites, absolutely no oils, and absolutely no gluten, wheat, barley, rye, and oats. You can maximize absorption. Then, let's see, Shar said 124 pounds. You go ahead and take one healthy brain and heart pack and an extra bottle of selenium, so you can take 6 of those a day, 2 and 2 with each meal. The rest of the healthy brain and heart pack, take a half a dose for breakfast, half a dose at dinner time. Shar is quite correct. You want to take 2 Occutive capsules a day, one at breakfast, one at dinner. That's 2 bottles a month. The Vision FX, go ahead and take 3 of those twice a day. That's 2 bottles a month. And what would you do, Charmaine, for the blocked arteries?
I would take the Ultimate Daily Classic and the Niacin Plus.
Okay, perfect. So you need 2 bottles a month, Elaine, of the Ultimate Daily Classic. So you can take 3 of those tablets twice a day. And that should support healthy blood pressure and healthy blood flow through blocked arteries. And then also, I'd get 1 bottle a month of the Ultimate Niacin Plus. Take 1 at breakfast, 1 at dinner time. It's going to help dilate arteries and get blood flowing through. And then call us every couple of weeks. Let us know how you're doing. Call us every time you go to your doctor and get some kind of evaluation. And we'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Alabama. And Serena, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Serena, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. Today I'm calling about myself. I've been having chronic sinusitis for about 6 to 9 months and have been trying to avoid having surgery. Also been suffering with cystic acne, which I've been taking antibiotics off and on for that, but I was trying not to take antibiotics because I know the dangers of that. I've been suffering with constipation and anxiety, as well as having some issues with memory loss. And my hair has been shedding really bad.
Okay, what do you weigh now? Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Or you're going to say, what's your biggest issue?
The biggest is sinusitis.
Okay.
And the acne.
How much do you weigh?
145.
Okay. Now, Charmaine, here's Serena. She's got constipation. She's got acne. She's got like 5 or 6 different health problems. What's her basic underlying problem?
She's got a gluten intolerance, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So you need to get rid of all the bad foods, Serena. Absolutely no fried foods. No processed meats with nitrates and nitrites. No deli slices, sandwich meat, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky, corned beef, Spam. Got to get rid of all the oils. No microwave popcorn, no theater popcorn, no olive oil, coconut oil, margarines, mayonnaise, salt, and cooking oils, and absolutely no gluten. No wheat, barley, rye, and oats. That includes dog food, cat food, bird food, fish food, spouse, partner, mother-in-law, renter, kids. Everybody in the household is going to be drop-dead gluten-free. And then the sinusitis, let's see here. First of all, for the acne, what would you do, Shar? There's 2 things that she could use that's going to help her with her skin. Number 1, of course, the healthy brain and heart pack. Also, the gluten-free diet. But what supplements would you give her, particularly for the acne and the sinusitis?
Well, the PureWorks works good to get rid of acne, I've been told.
Well, yeah. Well, the PureWorks, of course, we have both the liquid shower gel soap, we have the liquid lotion, we have the spray, and the foam. Instead of taking antibiotics, either topically like an antibiotic cream or even oral antibiotics, you want to use the PureWorks on your face wherever you have acne. Okay, sometimes in between the breasts, sometimes in between your shoulder blades or your neck. And so any places that PureWorks, as Shar says, is just perfect. And what program would you add to, we actually have a product that's specifically designed to support skin maintenance and repair.
hair, skin, and nails.
Well, you got it. You get an A+, hair, skin, and nails. I get 2 bottles a month. Take 3 of those twice a day. And if you're doing your diet correctly, you're taking your supplements, you should be a new woman and see some dramatic benefit within 60 to 90 days. Give us a call every 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and we'll walk you through this, Serena. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Chicago, Illinois. And Dave, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Dave, you're on the air. Hello, Dave, you're on the air. Going once, going twice. Let's do another one here, Doug. Hello.
All right, let's head to the next call.
Okay.
You're on the air.
Hey, how's it going?
Who is this?
Gary.
Okay, Gary, how can I help you?
Yeah, I just wanted to help out a friend of mine. He's having some gallbladder issues, and they're telling him it's 18% functioning. And so
the gallbladder?
I'm trying to help him. Yes, sir.
Okay, how old is he and what does he weigh?
He is 37. He weighs about 265 pounds.
How tall is he?
He's about 6 foot.
Okay, well, I'd say he's at least 65, maybe 70 pounds overweight, something like that. Okay, and let's see here. Does he have any other issues? Does he have any skin problems like eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, or asthma, bronchitis, anything like those things?
He says he does not.
Okay, well, we'll take his word for it. Okay, let's see here. So we got to deal with the weight problem. We got to deal with the gallbladder happiness. And so what would you do for this guy, Shar? 265 pounds. What would you do for him?
Well, I would get him, he really needs 3, but the healthy digestive pack, and he needs to take enzymes to be able to break down the fat before he eats a meal.
I'd kind of go the other direction because the gallbladder really, the liver is his problem. And I apologize for not sharing that with you. His liver is his problem.
So he needs
and the gallbladder is an innocent victim.
Okay. Then he needs 3 healthy brain and heart packs.
Ah, now we're cooking.
Yeah,
okay. And what would you give him? We call it the gallbladder in a bottle. What would you give him?
The enzymes, of course.
Okay, the ultimate enzyme. So optimally, at 265, he would get, as Shar says, 3 healthy brain and heart packs per month, a full dose of everything at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He needs 2 or 3, and he'll determine which is better for him, 2 or 3 of the ultimate enzymes, say 2 to 5 minutes for each meal, with a couple ounces of water. And, of course, we call that the gallbladder in a bottle because it does have bile in there. If he's got gallstones, the liquid bile will actually dissolve gallstones because they're made out of almost 100% bile, cholesterol. They're actually not calcium like kidney stones. And let's see here. What would you do for his weight problem here, Charmaine?
The Rev It Up stuff.
Yeah. I'd go ahead and give him the Rev. I'd get him 2 bottles a month of the Rev, where he could take a dropper full under his tongue 30 minutes for each meal, a dropper full under his tongue, not a drop, but a dropper full under his tongue 15 minutes for the meal. It'll take 2 bottles a month to pull that off, and let it absorb through his oral tissues. Don't swallow it. It won't hurt him if he swallows it, but it will give him a better result if he leaves it absorbed through his oral tissues. And the nutrients in the 3 healthy brain and heart packs, the diet, get off all the bad stuff, the fried foods, the processed meats, the oils, the gluten, and getting on the enzymes, ultimate enzymes, and so forth. And, of course, the Rev for the weight loss is going to change your friend's life, Gary. This person will be a new person, but give us a call in 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks, and we'll walk you guys through this. Okay. How are we doing on time here?
We've got time to get one started, and we did get Dave in Chicago back on. Dave, you're on the air.
Dave, you're on the air.
Doctor, so good to talk to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. How can we help you today?
I have a gentleman that I spoke to you about a few days back, but let me share with you real quick a testimonial, a beautiful testimonial from a lady from Puerto Rico. She had been for 2 years with a stroke, laying in bed with no speaking, no moving. She was fed through a tube. I suggested the brain and heart pack a month and a half ago. Now she's able to talk. She's able to move. And they're able to sit her in a wheelchair now, sir.
Oh, fabulous. Great testimony. Thank you, Dave.
My friend, I'm so happy for her. So happy. But anyway, thank you, doctor, for all your information.
Mm-hmm.
This gentleman I called you for a few days back, he had surgery in his upper part of his stomach and part of his esophagus. I gave him the suggestions you told me. He's taking the digestion pack, and he tells me that when he does take the calcium at night, he feels his joints warm, like
that's because
too warm.
Okay, well, that's because they're sort of rebuilding themselves, and if he feels it's too warm, he can put the CM cream and the trauma oil right on his joints, and that'll calm that down. And we'll be back after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity and 9 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go right back to Illinois. And Dave, second question.
Yes, sir. About the same gentleman, he also mentioned that he felt nausea with the calcium, and I was able to find out that he also was diagnosed with anemia, and he's taking iron. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, what I would do is have him take small doses of the calcium instead of taking, don't take the whole daily dose at nighttime, at bedtime. He could take a third of his calculated dose at breakfast, a third at lunch, a third at dinner time, or he could actually take a quarter at breakfast, lunch, dinner, and at bedtime. Just, kind of like a teaspoon and a half at each meal and at bedtime, as opposed to slam the whole thing down. Okay? And the anemia, again, he's got to be drop-dead gluten-free to be able to absorb the nutrients. Anemia can be caused by a deficiency of any of the 90 essential nutrients. There's some that are very, 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 very important to the production of hemoglobin, including folic acid and copper and iron and all the B vitamins and so forth. And so it's imperative you pay attention to absorption, okay? Anemia doesn't just happen. It's a deficiency. So if he's been supplementing and he's developing anemia, this means that he is not absorbing efficiently. And so he's got to get rid of the gluten out of his diet. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, brown, rye, and oats. Got to read labels. In fact, wouldn't hurt for him to get the CD. And, Char, what CD would you have Dave's friend take to learn all the hidden places that gluten is found in?
Serial Killers.
Very good. Serial Killers. And that CD goes into all the hidden places, including funny ones like dog food, cat food, bird food, fish food, gravy thickening, even things like canned chicken vegetable soup could be thickened with wheat flour. Chicken rice soup could be, thickened with gluten and wheat flour. And so it's in everything, even nuts. So you go to a health food store, and on the front of the label it says, these nuts are naturally gluten-free. And then you read the back, it says, these nuts are packaged on equipment that is shared with products that have soy, dairy, and wheat in them. And so then the dust in that bag with the nuts is full of gluten. It's everywhere, okay? And even sometimes there are some places like ice cream. You got to read the label on ice cream. If it doesn't have a certified gluten-free marker on it, don't eat it, because even even vanilla ice cream, they'll put it through the same machinery to package it. They just had things like moose tracks or cookies and cream and that sort of stuff. And so there's a lot of gluten in those things. And if they really didn't do a supercalifragilistic job of cleaning the equipment before the vanilla ice cream comes along, you're going to get it contaminated with gluten, especially when they're packaging trail mix and pretzels and things of that nature. So it's imperative that people be really, really critical. And this is an absorption problem. And so he's got to work on both ends. Got to increase efficiency of absorption, got to take more supplements. And that'll come at it from both ends. Give us a call in 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks on these guys, Dave, and we'll walk you through this. Okay, Doug, how much time we have?
Got about 45 seconds.
Okay, 45 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and take them and remind everybody, if you're going to do the Youngevity business as a business, contact your Youngevity associate and ask for the trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport to Aromatherapy. and learn how to deal with over 900 different diseases using vitamins and minerals and trace minerals and rare earths, amino acids, fatty acids, herbs, aromatherapy oils. And that's the trilogy of books, Let's Play Doctor, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and the Passport Aromatherapy. And again, if you have never owned your own business before, also ask for the book Wall Street for Kids and learn how to be profitable, learn how to make a business plan, learn how to get the same tax breaks that billionaires get. We don't want to take away the tax breaks of billionaires. We want to get the tax breaks of billionaires, but you can't get them as an employee. You have to own your own business. Anybody who does not own their own business in America is a fool because they are what? Oh, yeah, they're throwing away 25 to 50% of their income to the government, letting the government do silly things with it. Well, thank you, everybody. Really great testimonies and questions today. Thank you so much, Shar. Super job as usual. Thank you, Doug and Sam. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless